if there is a guy who considers himself to be gay, then it would be common, I think, for him to say when he's with his female friends that they are his girlfriends, using girlfriends in the same way that girls use girlfriend or girlfriends. One of my girlfriends. There, it just means my friend who is a girl. So girls may refer to their friends who are girls as girlfriends, and someone who doesn't consider the possibility of a romantic relationship with a female, and specifically I mean a gay man, you more often hear them refer to girls as girlfriends. There's some confusion around friend words. Can we call them friend words? Friendship words. Words about friendship. What's a pal? Can I say pal? What about a buddy? What about girlfriend? Who can say girlfriend? Can I say girlfriend if it's a girl who's a friend but not my girlfriend? If I'm a girl, can I say girlfriend if I have a friend who's a girl? These questions, if you wonder about them, I think the best thing to do is explore them a little bit. I'm going to talk through these words in 3 separate groups. We'll talk about what they mean. We'll talk about how they're usually used among native English speakers. And then if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. You'll often hear some words associated with how close a friendship is. You can say close friends. Any 2 people could say, oh, we're very close friends. But that means we really trust each other. That means we care about each other. We probably have known each other for a long time. So what about close-knit and tight-knit? Sometimes you'll see tightly knit. Well, usually this would be for a group of people, right? So if you have a group of friends, they've known each other for a long time, they share everything, they have a special group chat, they do a lot of things together, maybe they meet up. This is a close-knit or a tight-knit friend group. That's what it is, a close-knit or a tight-knit friend group. And again, sometimes you'll see tightly knit instead of tight-knit, either one. But can you use that for one person? Probably not, okay? So if you're talking about your family, if you're talking about a group of friends, use tight-knit or close-knit. If you're talking about one person, don't use it. There, you would probably just say close friends. These are my close friends. This is my close friend, right? If you have a close friend, it suggests that there's trust between you. What's the difference between close friend and good friend? My feeling, subjectively, is that close is stronger than good. Oh, we're good friends. But maybe I won't describe us as close friends. Maybe good friends don't stay in touch. Maybe don't stay in touch as often as close friends. Close friends always stay in touch, right? Again, that's a subjective difference, but people will use that one differently. What about fast friends? Does this mean I have a friend who's really good at running? No, not necessarily. Fast friends is not as typically, it's not used as often as these others. Fast friends, we could say, is short for steadfast friends, and this is a very stable relationship. There aren't periods where we hate each other and then come back together. It suggests the duration of the friendship. It suggests how long we have been good friends and that it is rock solid. We are steadfast friends. But we often shorten this simply to fast friends. It has nothing to do with speed there. It is short for steadfast. Okay, now there are some common things that I think people wonder about with these words. What about words like girlfriend, brother, buddy, and pal? Who can use them? Who can't use them? When are they used? It's a really good thing to wonder about. So, who can say girlfriend? Can a guy say, my girlfriends, if he's not dating those girls? They are friends who are girls. I would say in a specific case, right? if there is a guy who considers himself to be gay, then it would be common, I think, for him to say when he's with his female friends that they are his girlfriends, using girlfriends in the same way that girls use girlfriend or girlfriends. One of my girlfriends. There, it just means my friend who is a girl. So girls may refer to their friends who are girls as girlfriends, and someone who doesn't consider the possibility of a romantic relationship with a female, and specifically I mean a gay man, you more often hear them refer to girls as girlfriends. Okay, so when can straight men say girlfriend? Well, first of all, I'm not saying can or can't. I'm just trying to communicate how the language is often used, and it changes over time. But generally speaking, I would say guys who are straight don't use girlfriend unless they're referring to a girl who they are in a relationship with. And so they would generally not use it in the plural. It would be girlfriend, and that would mean the girl who I am dating, right? And if you ever heard a guy say girlfriends, probably they're referring to friends who are girls, and that doesn't automatically make them a gay person, but I'm saying that's more common. Okay, what about brother? So the short for brother is bro, and you often hear people say, hey bro, what's up bro, hey bro. It's usually something that guys will use with other guys, right? I've heard women use bro to talk about their male friends, so I think it's okay, and it's becoming increasingly more common, I think. But usually bro is for two male friends who are very close. They have a casual relationship. So you wouldn't want to walk into an interview and say, hello, bro, how are you, to your interviewer. Even if it's someone on the same level as you, to someone you don't know well, who's not a friend, bro is very casual sounding. And it's the same way often as buddy, but we'll get into buddy in a second, okay? Now, what about brother? Brother is used around the world in a lot of different ways. A lot of people, not so much in the United States, but a lot of people around the world, when I've traveled in different places, people say, hey, brother, as just a universal way to refer to a man, right? Is that common in America? No, it's not. So when I hear brother, I think of biological brother. I have two brothers. Those are my brothers, and I don't have any other brothers. And I have male friends, but I don't refer to them as my brothers. But I might sometimes say, hey, bro. So when I say bro, I'm not saying brother. It's like, hey, you male friend. And I might say bro to my biological brothers too, by the way. There's a casual, sort of not super formal way to express it. Okay? All right. So then back to brother. It's so common, but it's translated from other cultures into English, and I didn't grow up hearing brother that way. The only people I hear using brother to talk to anybody on the street, people I don't know, is people who grew up in other countries around the world. That's where I hear brother in English, translated, I think, because I think brother is used differently around the world. Okay. What about buddy then? So buddy is used to talk about close friends or friends. It is also casual in the same way that bro is casual. But buddy could be used to talk about a general person, usually male, but also could be female if it's your kids. I've heard parents say to their kids, hey buddy, and buddy, both of them, used for either gender, boys or girls, right? People also call their pets buddy. Hey, buddy. I call my cat buddy all the time. Hey, buddy. But people use buddy to talk about their real friends. I have one friend who always says buddy. He doesn't say my friend. He says my buddy, my one buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. And I noticed it last time I was speaking with him. He says buddy a lot. He always says buddy. And that made me realize that I almost never say buddy unless I'm talking to animals. Talking to my cat, I'll say, hey, buddy, You want some chicken? But if I'm talking about friends, I won't say buddy. I don't know why. Maybe it just feels a little too casual to me. I don't like using buddy for friends. I don't refer to my friends as buddy. I usually refer to my friends as friends. I say my friend. That I know I'm very vanilla, but that's what I use. I don't often say bro. I just say friend. My friend blah 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 is simple. It's so simple and so easy, right? And sometimes you'll hear authority figures talking to people using buddy. In movies, for example, you hear maybe a police officer saying to someone who's walking out of a convenience store, "Hey buddy, what do you have under your jacket there? Hey buddy." So as a sort of way to that's why I don't like to use it. I feel it has this relationship of higher to lower, right? When you're a parent talking to your little kids, there is that relationship. You're responsible for them. You're a sort of an authority figure. Hey, buddy, what you got there? Some candy? You can't have that. No, no, no. Or animals. Hey, buddy, you got some chicken there? You can't have that. No, no, no. Same kind of thing. That's my feeling, and that's why I don't like to use it to talk about friends, but a lot of people do. What about pal? Pal would be sometimes used when you are talking to a friend. So your friend walks into the coffee shop and you're there to meet them to have coffee. And when they walk in, you might say, "Hey, Steve." If it's actually, for this one, okay, I'm going to make a distinction here. I use this one for both genders. Some people only use it for men. I don't know why. Again, a lot of these words are used differently by different people. So, okay, your friend walks in and you say, "Hey," and then name. "Hey, Kevin." "Hey, Susu." That's the name when they walk in. Okay. But if you wanted to, you could say, "Hey, pal." Now, it feels very casual to say that, but it's referring to them as a friend, but saying it to them. It wouldn't be as common to say, "Hey, buddy." I think that's just my sense. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like "Hey, pal" is a little bit more common. And I would tend to use pal whether it's a female friend or a male friend, but I think some people will probably prefer to use it more for male friends. And I'm even starting to hear more people use bro for male and female friends. Bro is starting to take on this sort of universal androgynous usage where you can use it for boys or girls. And that's an interesting thing. I wouldn't jump on that right away. It's I think, relatively new trend, but I'm definitely hearing it more and more. Girls calling each other bro, guys calling girls bro, girls calling guys bro, 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 bro. Everybody's a bro. Okay, so pal could also be used in the same situation as buddy with the police officer. "Hey, pal, where are you going?" There's a sort of that person there. "Hey, you guy," right? Instead of saying guy or Mr. or sir, pal, it's very casual. You wouldn't use sir unless it's a formal situation. "Excuse me, sir, you're in a bank or something and you want to get someone's attention." You wouldn't say, "Hey, pal, what are you doing? I need some help over here." You would say, "Excuse me, sir, yes, I need a little bit of help." But in the situation where you're talking to the person and you need to get their attention and it's not that sort of formal situation, then saying pal might be okay. But my sense is that sort of police officer scenario. For some reason, that's in my head. Okay, so that's a lot on these 4 words. And I think it's important to just keep in mind that these words change a lot because of the way that's the nature of language, for things to change quickly. The nature of language is for people to use things in creative, new, interesting ways, right? And so if someone says bro to a girl 10 years ago, that would be extremely weird. But if someone says bro to a girl now, depending on the relationship, maybe it's not so weird, right? So Very interesting. Okay, now let's talk about familiarity, where we're not talking about close friends anymore. We're talking about people we know. Is it okay to say, someone I know recently bought, and I'm referring not to a close friend, but just some person that I've met before. Maybe we went to university together, but we're not friends really. Yeah, absolutely. Someone I know is a great way to refer to a person, and it doesn't sound as formal as acquaintance. My sense of acquaintance is, an acquaintance is someone who you know not very well, and you want to keep it that way. I don't know. It has this sort of uppity formality about it. That's how I feel about it, right? An acquaintance of mine actually recently came back from the Maldives and told me about the delicious shrimp scampi that they serve on a boat. Or whatever. It's not that I want to maintain that, but it's just someone that I know, and to me it has this sort of formal connotation. I use it sometimes, but I think more often I probably just say someone I know, because I think it feels more neutral, meaning that it doesn't feel formal, it doesn't feel informal, it's just, this is a person. I know this person. Don't worry about my relationship with this person. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they told me about the shrimp scampi. And now I'm telling you about it. Okay? So you can choose which one you want to use. I tend to prefer someone I know. Now, what's the difference between coworkers and colleagues? Generally, not much, right? But colleagues is a little bit broader. A coworker is someone you work with at a job. And if you work with that person, often the sense is that they're close to or on your level, usually. So you might not refer to this CEO of the company you work for as a coworker. He's the CEO. Your manager, you may not refer to as a coworker. You might refer to your manager as your boss. Right? So there's a sense with coworker, the way that people often use it, that it's not just that you work with them at your job, but that they're at a similar level or on a similar level, because if they weren't, then you might choose another word like boss, right? It's not too strict, but that's the general sense. But the meaning basically is someone you work with in a formal sense. So what about doing a project together? What about, you start a club or something and you work on something with another person for a little while, or it's a startup company and you don't have any funding yet, and you're working very hard every day, but you both have your own jobs separately. Or someone you're doing a venture with of some kind, anything like that. The broader sense, I think we could use colleagues. Colleagues invokes a sense of having some kind of professional relationship, but that professional relationship could be of many different varieties, right? And maybe we don't have to say what that is, but coworker is kind of narrow and colleague is kind of broad. That's the basic idea, okay? So hopefully these are all fairly clear. I know I'm talking about a lot of subjective stuff that I kind of feel or think, but that's how it is, right? The connotations of these are not just the definitions. The definition of a word is its denotation. Once you get into how it's used and who says it and what kind of contexts it may be used in, then we get into the territory of connotation. And for connotation, you really have to be sensitive to situation. You have to be sensitive to the sort of feeling that people have when they hear this word. You have to be sensitive to changes in language, right? So what can you do? Keep swimming around. Keep looking out for examples of these words. You can search these in something like the free dictionary or articles online. listen for them in movies and TV shows. And the more you do that, the more you're going to develop your own subjective feeling for how these words and phrases are used to talk about friendship. Okay? So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. You can also put those questions in the Discord if you join that. If you haven't already done so, grab my free course, Natural English Conversations. Over 50,000 students have taken that. Again, it is free. That's in the links in the description. And if you're really serious, you can take my other courses. Those are also available in the links in the description.